Hey guys, it's Tyronix, which you already know. I hope you're having a great day as usual. And in this video, I'll be uploading a creepy story that happened to me when I was home alone. And this story is always going to stay in my memory lane forever. So I hope you enjoy, and remember to like and subscribe for more if you like the content, and if you want to support the channel. And remember to turn on post notifications so that you get notified when I upload a new video. And with all of that being said, we shall begin then, I guess. So, this happened when I was like maybe 10 years old. I lived in a 2-story house in England, in Stockton-on-Tees. And it was pretty good, to be honest, even though it was only 2-story, but it was still quite good. And this one particular night, or should I say day, my parents, they went outside to do some shopping at Tesco's, which was pretty close by. If you you'd probably just had to amble 5 minutes, for 5 minutes, and then you'd be there. So they thought that since I was 10, I didn't really need much supervision, even though that is still a young age. But you'd like know how important it is to lock the door and stuff. But yeah, so that's what I did. So I locked the door, and I closed all the windows, and I shut the blinds, because sometimes I would feel a little paranoid, because I was like only 10 years old. So I thought anything can happen since I'm home alone, but I thought that most of the time I'd be safe. So I didn't worry much about it. So I shut the blinds, I closed the door and the windows as well, and then everything was going okay as I began watching television. However, at one point I heard some rustling noise coming from the bushes that were close to my house. I thought that I heard someone moving through those bushes. So, just for some reason, I decided to see what was there. I was thinking it might just be some animal or anything, but little did I know what it actually was. So, I opened the blinds, and through the window, I could make out the silhouette of a dark figure who was pretty lanky and tall. So, I gasped, and I was a little astonished because of the figure's appearance. I mean, it was a little creepy for me, so I just gasped, and then that figure began slowly and cautiously approaching me. It was as if he wasn't allowed to go outside at this time of day or something because of how slowly he was approaching me. Because I noticed he was like tiptoeing, but I knew that he was actually trying to scare me, so I shut the windows and I darted up to my room, which was like pretty close to the top of the staircase. So then, as soon as I went inside my room, I hid in the closet, even though that man hadn't done anything yet. All of a sudden, I heard the glass downstairs shatter, and then I heard someone coming in. At this point, I knew that anything could happen, and I tried to hold my breath inside the closet that I was hiding in. But that was too hard. I was panicking, and I was quivering with fear, overwhelmed with anxiety and grief. I stayed in my closet. I was practically frozen, but I was still breathing heavily. All of a sudden, I heard that man tiptoeing upstairs, and I knew that something bad was about to happen. Thankfully, at that time, I had my iPhone with me. But before I could do anything with it, I heard the noise of some knife being pulled out of a sheath, and I knew that this man was armed. So what I did was, I went onto YouTube, and I typed gunshot on the search bar. And there was this 2-second video which I knew was probably just a loud and deafening gunshot. So I put the volume extremely loud, the loudest, and then I played the video, and a very loud gunshot was audible for that man. Then I typed that if I hear you come any closer, then I won't hesitate to shoot you. That did it. That man began to run away, and I could hear him jolting down the stairs very fast and quickly, and I heard my front door open. And I knew that this man was running away, but I was afraid that this man had bad intentions, and only because he heard my gunshot, he wasn't going to abduct me or anything, or commit any robberies. So I thought he was about to go to somebody else's house. I therefore stupidly came out of that closet instead of calling the cops, and stood at the top of my staircase to see if that man had gone out of my house. And I could see him getting out through the front door. So once again, I stupidly pursued this malevolent man, and he was sprinting pretty quickly, because of course I was only 10 years old and he was faster than me. And I still had the courage to call the cops. I wasn't like too shy or anything. And when he was running, I was like far behind him, but if you ask me, I was almost as fast as him. So I was far behind him, and I was whispering to the cops, and I vaguely described this man because I couldn't see him that well from far away. And I told the cops where he was heading. It was the kirkyard. There was a kirkyard pretty close to my house, and that's exactly where he was going. So I followed him there to make sure he doesn't go anywhere far. And then that kirkyard is a pretty tranquil place, so it's nice to just walk around there sometimes, frequently whenever you want. So I saw him next to some gravestone, and he just looked a little ashamed that he wasn't able to do anything to me or rob anything from my house. I hid behind another gravestone while looking at that man. I was a little far away from him, but I could still hear I could hear him mumbling to himself. Then he tossed his knife up and down, and he kicked some gravestones in frustration, probably angry that he couldn't catch me, which only disturbed the profound tranquility. Anyhow, I waited silently. Unfortunately, I burped, which was a big mistake, because that alerted the man as soon as I burped, that alerted the man, and that man began approaching the gravestone I was hiding behind. Even though he didn't see me and he wasn't going to the exact gravestone I was hiding behind, but he was coming very close to me, so I slowly tiptoed to another one. And thankfully he didn't see me, and he was saying things like, "I'm gonna find you, I know where you are," and things. And I was trembling with fear. I knew that he could catch me. It was a huge possibility because he was pretty close to me, and I had no option but just to tiptoe from one gravestone to another one very silently. And at some points that would make noise, and he'd come closer and closer and quicker. And I wasn't armed at all, and it was very scary while that was happening. So eventually I was able to do it more silently, and I realized that panicking won't pay off at all. So I just did it silently, and that man eventually, he wasn't close to me, and the cops also came soon after that. And then I just emerged from the gravestone I was hiding behind, which obviously startled that man, because he had no idea I was following him. And then I told the cops that this was the guy who broke in, and I told everything to the cops. Then they apprehended that man, and then I didn't see him again. And I hope I don't see him again, and I hope he doesn't commit any other sort of crime, because he might get released from prison. Hopefully that won't happen, but at least for now, he's behind the bars. So hope you enjoyed my story. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel for more content, and remember to smash that bell button so that you get notified whenever I make a new video. With all that being said, have a great day and peace out.